is your name?
My name is Seamus Gate.
Where are you from?
I am from Reading, England.
Are you a student?
Yes, I believe I am. I am currently studying medicine, undergraduate at the University of Bristol.
What year are you in?
I've just finished my second year. I've passed my second year and I'm going into my third year. My degree involves the teaching or providing you with fundamental skills and techniques to diagnose and treat illnesses.
Seamus.
Yes.
Do you enjoy your degree?
I'd say I do. Definitely, yeah.
So why did you pick a city university over, say, a countryside university?
I think the thing I like about Bristol is that there's something there for everyone. Whether you like that big city kind of hustle and bustle, or if you prefer a bit more of a quieter existence, there's also something there for you there too. Good place to be a student.
Is Bristol a nice city?
Yes.
Right, okay. What is your favourite place in Bristol?
There's a few places. So places like the Downs are really nice. Obviously you've got the Clifton Suspension Bridge and all the different sites. But I think my favourite place, you've got Brandon Hill, the harbour side, and kind of the area around Clifton Village as well. You know, they're all just very nice places.
What is the best thing about Bristol University?
I'd say the culture, but it's also the worst thing about it. I think it's relatively notorious for it's unapologetically Bristol. I feel like everyone there, they just kind of take this ownership over the place, and it's quite nice. I think it's quite refreshing.
Is Bristol University a good university?
Yeah, I'll say it is. So overall, it is a very, very, very good institution.
And the medical school?
The medical school is a very good institution.
Are there any particular things about Bristol University that may make it a better institution for some people over others?
Outside of, the specific course, obviously you pick the course which is most suited to you. With exception of, the academic nitty-gritty stuff, which is just that's the way Bristol do it and that's suited to some people. Bristol, it has been in the media a lot recently and it's not a perfect institution, and it does have some big things to sort out. I think the way I'll describe it is that I don't feel like I've ever been somewhere else where I feel like my views and what I want to do is so valued. It's valued not just by the staff who teach me, it's valued by my peers, it's valued by my friends, and the whole place is this real community spirit that in a professional environment I don't think I've ever felt so valued in my life.
What's the social life like at Bristol University?
Fantastic, really good. There's so much stuff to do. You got people from here, there, and everywhere. It's fantastic.
What are the best nightclubs in Bristol?
Thekla. It's a patrol boat which they've converted into a nightclub. It just doesn't get much better than that.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
What is the biggest problem with Bristol as a city?
Housing prices. It is very expensive. So my student tenancy, bearing in mind it's outside of London, this year it's caused me £8,000 per annum.
Wow.
Which is a lot. Admittedly, that is for a full July to July tenancy, but it's still £8,000. And that's for a room in a student house that's 5 of us sharing.
Do you generally meet many students from the other Bristol universities, such as...
Yeah, we come across them. Because of the way Bristol's set up, UWE's quite far out of the centre, so most of the UWE students are... whereas University of Bristol is quite central. So most of the University of Bristol students are situated in the centre, whereas most of the UWE students are situated further out. But I do know several people who go to the other university. Lovely chaps.
Would you recommend Bristol University?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd recommend it to anyone, I think.
To anyone?
Yeah, well, it's a city where there's something there for everyone. And that goes for university in general. I think there's no one, especially young and our age, who I think wouldn't benefit from going. I think it's I've had very positive experiences. And I'd say overall, I think it's a very beneficial thing to do.
Had you been to Bristol before you'd applied?
No.
Oh, you hadn't?
No.
Okay.
I'd been for a wedding once when I was 10, but that was it. Oh, and I went for one day, but that was it.
And do you think that was a good approach?
No. I'd recommend going to the place you might be spending the next 5 years. I would definitely recommend.
Do you think you are going to stay in Bristol after your degree?
I don't know. There are many choices of different places I can go. I guess time will tell. Even something as simple as my personal circumstances could change. So, I don't know.
Do you think you definitely consider it?
Oh, I would definitely 100% consider it, yeah. As I said, I quite like it there. It is slowly but surely starting to feel like home. But I'll have to see closer to the time. I've still got 3 years left. Yeah, minimum. So...
Is Bristol a safe city?
I would say it's as safe as a big city can be. There is a real sense of community there, and I personally have never felt unsafe. However, first of all, I'd like to preface that is coming from the perspective of a straight white male. I have heard of several people having issues, so whilst I think generally it is a relatively safe place, I still think it is important that wherever you go, you have your wits about you and you make sure you try your best to stay away from harm.
And have you had any friends that you'd say have felt unsafe at times?
I do have a few friends who have said that. There have been times on a night out where they have felt unsafe. And I think that is wrong. In an ideal world, no one should feel like that.
Can I ask, what advice would you give if your friend does feel like that?
Again, this is where it gets really circumstantial. But I say as a general rule, you need to be, in that moment, the best friend you can be. You need to support them where they would like you to help them.
And if that means, in my opinion, that means things like walking them home, it's going the extra mile.
Yeah, looking after, going the extra mile to look after the people around you.
If that means spending a bit of money on a taxi,
yeah,
or an Uber.
And even something as simple as someone make them feel uncomfortable and they've last gone up to the bar to buy some drinks or something, just offer to go up for them. Just say, look, you don't have to, if you don't want to, don't go, you sit there, I'll go instead. But just go, would you like me to go up instead? Just tell me what you want and I'll save you going up there. Even something as simple as just keeping an eye on your mates. Making sure that, I know it's difficult, especially, let's say, hypothetically, some of you in the group had consumed some alcohol, let's say.
Oh, well, yes.
Oh, you know what I mean?
Things happen, Seamus.
Yeah, it's taking that extra thing to look after your mates and make sure that you just keep an eye on them, even if they may look comfortable. Sometimes going up and just discreetly checking, are you all right? Whatever's going on, just go, are you all right? Because quite often you'll find that actually, like, no, I want you to, come and help me.
Bristol has a reputation for being a quote-unquote, without going into details, party university. Does it live up to this reputation?
I'd say it does. I'd say, if you want partying, I guess I'll defer to my previous answer. There is something there for everyone. If you want to go out partying, believe me, there is ample opportunity to do it, as with most universities. But then if you're not into that sort of thing, there are other things there instead, which you can do. So, yeah.
Are you glad you went to Bristol University, Seamus?
Yeah. Leave it at that.